in a damn building. I was we in here. Come on in here now. Where y'all
They know
at?
how the
Ding ding, where
energy
you
is,
at?
huh?
Where you at? Oh
This is
hmm
exciting, man. I don't know why I'm so happy.
man. It's just a special place to be. That's all. No. Yeah, we gonna get into it too.
Man, I feel like,
It's gonna get a little somber in here today though.
oh, it is?
I got some shit for you today.
Okay, well, throw whatever you got at me, and I got you.
I'm gonna talk crazy to him today. I
Man,
got something to say.
I got something to say.
Go right
You
in.
know, this is the first
Check. One,
like
two.
radio show I've been on for real, for real.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we're honored.
I'm honored y'all had me on tonight.
All right, guys. So you guys is out there watching live, man. We just tapping in and waiting on a few people to get in because it's gonna be a hell of a show today. We talking about some serious, yeah, she. I
Some
can't,
Yes,
stuff.
sir.
yeah, serious stuff. I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice today, but it's not gonna be a real nice day because it's too much serious things that's been going on
Going
lately,
on in the
man.
world.
And we got to tap in on it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we do. You know. Turn my phones down. Okay, here. Those of you guys that's watching TikTok, that's on TikTok or whatever, we're actually live. So I hope everything syncs up well and you guys can understand the conversation that we're going to be having today. We got a lot going on, so we definitely want you guys to be involved and even comment. Comment, share, follow us, whatever. Get those followers up, baby, because we about to tear it down to y'all today. We about to tear it down. Fat boy, what's up, man? You good?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just sharing the show, getting to it. You know how we do it. We get into it.
Cool, cool.
But ain't nothing to it but to get to it.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
You
Ain't
already
nothing to
know.
it but to do it.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
are you able to go live? I'm like, wow, I'm not able to see my live on TikTok. Can you see it on TikTok? So you TikTokers, give us some thumbs up,
Oh, let
man.
me
Let us
see.
know that we there. Let us know that we are in the place. We should be able to show a live show up here, but I don't see it yet. Mhm. We ready?
Oh, we ready.
Test it one. I see. All right.
We in here.
Let's
Intro.
get it started.
Bang, bang,
Hey, let's go.
Hey,
All our illusions will disappear, and all the reasons start to fade.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Reasons, the show where you can give your reasons why you think what you feel about what we're talking about today. We should know this,
We should know
man.
this, man. No, for real.
We say no.
Dear brother, how do y'all deal with erectile dysfunction when you're in a relationship?
I wouldn't know how to do it unless I had it.
I had it.
And remember, if they're talking about you behind your back,
they behind you for a reason. Peace. I love y'all.
The reasons that we're here.
That kills me every
Every
time.
time.
What's up, everybody? Y'all just hit Reasons, y'all. The place where you can come to and give your reasons on why you feel and think about the topic we're talking about today. It's your boy Fuel in the house.
Fat boy in the building. You already know what type of time we on. We here.
That's
Let's
what's
get
up.
it.
That's what's up, man.
What's
and we
up,
got
brother?
a hell of a show going on for y'all today, man. Before I get into it, how was your weekend, man?
Man,
I always gotta ask.
my weekend was I worked. Had to rent a high ass car. Cause y'all know my car broke down last week, so got it back fixed. but just chill with my lady. Learning to be a better boyfriend. And last week we were talking about emotional intelligence.
You said
So
learning to be a better boyfriend.
just better in different ways. I think a lot of times as boyfriends, we think, or as men and husbands or whatever, we think that the financial side is the most important.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
there's other things that we need to pay more attention to, and
yeah.
little things that we need to iron out as well.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, my weekend was boring. I don't have a whole lot for my weekend, man. I didn't do a whole lot. So, with that said, let's get into what we're going to be talking about today, man. So, it's so many things that we have going
Let's
on lately,
cheers
you
before
guys.
we.
Are you ready? You want to
Yeah,
do the cheers first? You
yeah,
want to?
let's go ahead and get
We
into
got
it
to
because
get
we're
it.
gonna need a
Oh,
drink
you know,
early. We're gonna need a drink early. It's gonna
all
get
right.
serious.
And
Just
I hope you guys we got a couple of guests that's going to be with us. Hope y'all got y'all drink with y'all, man. We're going to toast it up real
hey,
quick, man, because
cheers to us.
we're gonna have to talk about some serious shit today.
Yeah,
You
it's
know what
gonna
I'm
be
saying?
serious.
It's about to be some serious stuff going on or whatever, and emotional things as well. Mm.
What's that?
I know, right? Right. But we
Mm.
are talking about what happens to the black what happened to black unity.
What
We're gonna
happened to
talk
Black
about that.
Unity, y'all?
We're gonna talk about is this my day?
Mm.
A black man's trauma.
A black man's trauma, Marlene. I know you ready
Yeah,
for that.
yeah. And we got our man Marlon that's going to be keying in on today, man, because I wanted to get a few of us black men together, you know what I'm saying, that has different, backgrounds, you know what I'm saying? Like Marlon right now, he's in college. Fat Boys, he's in a relationship. I'm single. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
You
You know
are
what I'm
so
saying?
crazy.
I mean, I'm just saying, it's like you're going to get a whole different spectrum of black men right now. I got a couple more people that should be tapping in pretty soon too, as well. But because we want y'all to know, man, that these things are going on right now and it's killing us.
Yeah.
These things are going on now and it's killing us. So, first and foremost, man, let's go ahead and give our condolence to our man Takeoff
And what is this
from the
man's real
Migos.
name?
Um,
Because
you
I
know,
want to say his real
his
name.
real name.
Yeah.
What
I'm
is
about to
Migos?
pull it up right now.
Yeah, I think it was hard for me to pronounce it. Well, it wasn't hard for me to pronounce it, but to remember the name. But anyway, and those of you guys that's watching us on TikTok, you guys, we are live, and we appreciate you guys tapping in. Follow us. You can follow us on YouTube, Fire the Broadcasting. If you want to comment on what we're talking about, just come on in on YouTube or whatever, and check us out.
Kirshnik Kari Ball.
That's Takeoff's real
That's
name.
Kirshnik Kari Ball.
Yes. All right.
That's deep.
Yeah. Right. All right, man. Well, shit. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it, man.
Let's get
How
into
you
it.
want to start this one?
Yeah. Because
Let me
I don't
ask
want to.
this.
Talk too much about the whole situation because we really don't know because
Oh
the
yeah, I ain't
narratives has
gonna get into
been
that. Yeah.
changed and
Yeah.
switched around. We've even heard from someone who was supposed to be there, and her story was even controversial. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like you was right there, and now and basically for someone trying to give a story about something that happened and who was not to say who was to blame, but you're trying to say like only certain people had weapons, blah blah blah, but that wasn't the truth. You know what I'm saying? We from what we're finding out.
Obviously, it wasn't. That was the
Obviously,
only people that had weapons.
Exactly.
I first want to send my prayers and my condolences out to his family. Like Phil said, I ain't gonna go into the conspiracy on what's really going on and stuff like that. My main concern is a few things, and we're gonna get into it today. But
Yeah.
first and foremost, I want to give a shout out and send my condolences to his family, man. Because death is tragic, y'all, and to lose a innocent life in this situation is real tough, man. We see this a lot, and I'm kind of tired of seeing this. But I wanted to address something today, if it's okay.
Go ahead.
For one, I'm tired of y'all. I'm tired of y'all out with y'all phones and not helping the situation.
Right.
We had 20 phones of the situation, but I didn't see not one of them phones step in and be like, "Hey, bro, it ain't that serious." You feel what I'm saying? Where are the level heads? Then once the man got his damn brains blown out, where are the phones calling for 911? There aren't any, right? Because you guys are filming this man's death.
Right.
And I want to get up to you bloggers as well, right? You got pictures of this man's brains all over the media.
Right.
So you can get clicks and so people can come to your to your page and to your blog. My girl was telling me we should play these videos and we should. I said, no, we're not doing that because I'm not into that. I'm not into gaining off of another person's demise.
Right.
I'm not into perpetuating black on black crime, quote unquote. I'm not into perpetuating gun violence, right?
Right.
Or nor am I into perpetuating the sending around of tragic photos like that.
Exactly.
You guys are not understanding on how you're normalizing death, and then also on how you're making it cool, right? It's trivial that a man got his damn brains blown out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that we got to start to look at ourselves in the mirror and see what have we become.
Right.
Right? What kind of people have we become to where we're not traumatized by it, but we're using it as a way of gain. And this is murder, right? This is death. This is in the worst way. This is tragic. Right? And so I want to say shame on you bloggers. I ain't gonna throw no
not
names
just
out
shame
here.
on blog. It's the media period
in general.
It's how we're changing the narratives of everything that happens. You know what I'm saying? As a negativity, as a negative and a finger pointing at somebody, a story that you don't really know about. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the reasons why me at Fire Broadcasting don't just jump on social media as soon as I hear something happen.
Absolutely.
Because I don't know
Yeah.
exactly. I wasn't there.
Yeah.
If I was there, you're gonna see me jump on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if I wasn't there, I do listen to what all comes out up until the time we have our show. Now, with that said, even though everything hasn't been totally clear, still, the only one that I would rather hear a story from is Quavo.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
I don't think Quavo gonna speak on it. Yeah.
As he has that right, of course, not to or shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? If he knows what happened or whatever, and he needs to let it be as far as in a private setting or outside of social media, let that happen.
Yeah.
And then maybe that part will come to you know what I'm saying? But that's where I kind of like get kind of messed up behind, because these people are there and they say what happened, but you can get 5-10 people in one room and do one thing, and everybody will have a different story, a different version. You see what I'm saying? And so you can't go off of that. You can't go off of that. But you can go off of that person who was actually speaking, the person who's actually arguing and seen everything unfold and tell that story, then that's where you know.
And he still didn't see everything.
And he still didn't. Right, because he was walking away. You know what I'm saying?
It's one of those situations, like I was telling my lady, that once the shit hit the fan, being from the streets and being in situations, not as crazy, but crazy situations.
Right.
Once the shit hit the fan, you really don't know what happened. And I need people to understand this. Everybody is a speculation unless you running it through cameras. Right? And like Fuel said, everybody has their own vantage point. It's a movie called that, right? Everybody has their own vantage point. I seen this from my vantage point. He's seen something totally different from his vantage point.
Right.
But when the thing hit the fan, nobody knows what really happened because it's a fight or flight situation. And most of the people were in flight mode. So you don't remember a lot of the shit that went on in that situation.
Right.
Because you were running away. You didn't see anything. And so for people to go on and act like they've seen all of these things, but all I see is people scaring away. Now you can say you heard the altercation. Right. You can say you seen that part of it, but you didn't see who shot anybody.
Right.
Because everybody was running for cover. So let's get that straight, right? Let's nip that in the bud and stop that BS.
Right.
As far as Quavo, I agree. He's the only person who can say something, but I think he's going to keep quiet because it comes out of their camp, man.
Right.
And I'm just gonna say this, and we're gonna leave it alone. There's a certain level of accountability that needs to be had on all sides, and then this is a direct result when you don't have proper gun control. Right? You got these dudes in your crew, you leaving your security at home, but you bring in little Pookie with his pistol. Pookie not ready for those situations, right?
Well, and that's one of the things that I, these are some of the things that I agree of that most people are or has been saying on social media is the fact of, and it really and this is really directed out to a lot of you hip hop artists that are in the scene that actually really at a certain level to the point where you can afford to have the real security, not your friends, not your buddies or whatever. Because sometimes the friends and buddies doing shit just to prove something.
And that's what happened.
Yeah, and doing something just to say, "Oh, I was there for you. I had your back." Blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? Which when somebody innocently, got hurt. You know what I mean? So, so understand that, all you guys that's out there that's basically in the hip hop world, because now they're trying to ban songs or ban certain things, type of songs being made for the hip hop world. You know what I'm saying? Which, of course,
after they perpetuated it,
conveniently, this is happening. After the whole Ye thing,
after they
that's being
perpetuated
exposed.
it,
Understand, some of this shit do tie together.
Yeah, all of it.
After being exposing or whatever what's been going on in this industry or whatever, understand that now, this is another excuse to ban this or ban that. These rappers are making too much money. They're getting too big. They're getting too smart. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is about us as a black unity, and we will get into that too soon or whatever, that we're a lot smarter than what they're trying to make us be. You know what I'm saying? We are a lot smarter than that. Even though when you think you got a way to try to take us out, we got another way to come back. You know what I mean? But we have to continue to work together and be together and stop doing it to each other. Because people are following us for what we do. You know what I mean? They following us. You got white people doing raps. You got Asians doing rap. You got all this. They wasn't doing that before us. They wasn't doing that before us. We are leaders. And we need to start acting accordingly, even when it comes to us making us big money, big bucks or whatever, and having our right security around us or whatever, and being smart. Being smart. If you're making all that dough, be smart and spend it to something that's really going to keep you alive. Investments, security, whatever it is that's going to keep you alive, you have to start being smart about. And stop this whole thing on this black and black thing. We're going to get into that more later on too as well. But real quick, let me get into the comments before I get too heated, because I told you I was going to get crazy today. And then we're going to holler about. Matter of fact, no, let's do this. Marlon's in the house, man, and Marlon's one of our faithful listeners, man, that basically with us in the show all the time, and I wanted to get his opinion real quick before, because each topic we're going to get other people's opinion besides ours or whatever, you know what I mean? Because outside of us or whatever, there are other people that looks like us that knows what's going on, that's out there even more than us. You know what I mean? So what's up, Marlon? What's going on with you, baby?
Well, good, Phil. How are you?
Good, man. So so I just wanted to get your opinion, because now you don't have to text it. You don't have to put it in the comments today. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So yeah, man. So what do you think, real quick? And because like I said, I don't want to get too deep in, and we're not going to go into the whole conspiracy part of it, but just kind of like overall, what do you feel, man?
Well, I feel it's a sad state of affairs, in all honesty, because just a couple days ago, actually, I was in Orlando with visiting some family friends and stuff like that, and I got a homeboy that's actually signed to a major label, and I went to his crib yesterday. Well, not yesterday, but a couple weeks ago, a couple days ago, rather, when I was out there at the wedding, and I was just telling him, like, man, you can't hang with everybody. Don't drop your location. Nah, don't get me wrong. I drop my location from time to time. And my dad would tell me, you don't need to be doing that, because you never know who knows you, who might know somebody that you're around, who might know somebody that you're around, who knows somebody that they're around.
And it's like you or hating on you. Yeah.
The 6 degrees of separation, right?
Yes.
So it's like you never know, because I broke it down to my homeboy like this. I'm a nobody. So, apparently. So it's like if I'm out here, you know, with you, somebody could get at me because they're hateful towards you because they know you coming if something happens to me.
Right.
So that's how I broke it down to him, and then I just told him I was like, nah, the homies can't just be toted up with guns and stuff like that. Y'all need to get physical security, whether that's FBI, whether that's CIA, whether that's
Yeah.
the local Orlando Police
Yeah.
Department. It's like, no, you need to have trained, certified people that are able to understand and engage when rules of
Exactly.
engagement are there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. And the true fact is too is being that you made it a certain level. You made a certain level out of the hood, so to speak, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And most of us want to go back to the hood and floss. You know what I'm saying? Or either want to go back in the hood because they think, oh, it's much love and everybody love. But you always got somebody back home. Just like they were jealous before you made it, they're still jealous that you made it. And will be, the ones that probably try to come after you. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever, that type of thing. So understand that, and that's really in any profession, to be honest with you, man. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like when you go, when you get to a certain level, man, you gotta separate yourself. You know what I mean? You can still have love for them, but you got to separate yourself, whatever, in order for yourself to progress. And as you can see, in order for yourself to even stay alive, you know what I mean? Because this is a serious thing. This is really what happens. You know what I mean? So you have to take the precaution. You need to take the steps to get out of it. You know what I'm saying? To stay away from it. You know what I mean? It's not that important. Nobody is in life is not that important for me to go back and be kicking and doing the same old things when I was younger, when I was getting into fourth fuss and argument or whatever then, and don't think it's going to happen now just because I got some money. You
Yeah,
see what I'm saying?
but I think that this is kind of a different kind of situation. It is kind of what you guys are saying is just kind of knowing when it's not your environment.
Yeah.
But this is just the person who was in the wrong place, really at the wrong time.
But that's always been the
And
case.
I don't think in this case security wouldn't have helped him. Does that make sense?
I know what you mean.
In this case, right? Because this
Well,
idiot.
no. Security would have helped him if they had the right security.
No, right.
If they had the right
what I'm
people
saying is
around them. You know what I'm saying?
you
But
have
they
to
didn't.
take
Can I ask
away
y'all a
this
question?
individual.
Huh?
Do you get what I'm saying?
What Marlon say?
The individual is the person who basically, like I was telling my girl, he is the one who escalated the situation by pulling out the weapon. Once he pulled out the gun, everything, the fighting, all of that shit don't matter. Excuse me, all of that stuff don't matter no more once the weapon was brandished. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, even if they had security, right? And security was diffusing the situation, you got this one idiot who pulled his weapon. Security can only probably save Quavo at the time, right? If they probably would have had a more order, but still shots would have rang out because this idiot brought a gun into the equation.
But that idiot, it was supposed to be of that camp. So
Right.
the point is not to have idiots like that
Right,
in your camp. And
absolutely.
that's why
But
it goes back to say that having professional or someone that's basically trained to be your security is basically what it comes down to.
That,
so it's not just being in the wrong place in the wrong time. It's just having the right people around you if you're going to go in those
if you're
situations.
gonna go out, right.
You see
Absolutely. What I'm saying is, but it goes back to what you were saying, right? About the people that are around you, right? Like I said, it even if he has security, right? It would have still went bad because you got this other person that you got to think for.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He escalated the situation by putting the gun into the situation.
But even though it's that, we don't know for sure. Because even though that we see in the camera with someone with a picture of him having the gun, still, we don't know who rung out the shot first. Still, we still don't know that for sure.
But we
not
still
for
know
sure.
that it escalated.
We know that person shot back, and when he went back and turned, we see that.
But what
we
I'm
can only
saying
go
is,
by
we still
what we
know that
see.
the gun escalated because it was only a fist fight.
Where the gun, but because it escalated on the other side of the room or the other from someone else as well. You see what I'm saying? Someone that was closer. We don't know that. Only they know that. They know it.
Right.
We don't know that. We're going off the narrative of what they basically giving us and showing us or whatever and trying to figure it out. We're not the detectives. We're not the cops. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said I only really want to speak about it. It's some true shit that I know. If I know that person, I have a friend of mine in Houston that basically, that knows of Prince, Jay Prince Jr. Knows the family. They know the family. You know what I'm saying? So, and they think, the family's good. The family's nice. They do everything and do this and this and that, whatever. But there's also bad things about that person,
Of
family
course.
that you probably that person probably don't know. You know what I'm saying? Or probably don't see because they're not from the streets and they don't run the streets. You just see kind of what you see on that. So you don't know. And if that person is in that facility or whatever, you don't really know exactly what was going on. Because first of all, it was an argument, or some they saying was earlier, as opposed to when it came to that. So we don't really know. And then we see someone, because someone has a picture of someone having a gun on them. You know what I'm saying? Hell, that probably could have been a person that scared off the person who actually shot first. We don't know. All I'm saying, there's all kind of scenarios or whatever that we basically can all come up with a story for, but we really don't know. You know what I mean? And that's the whole thing. Whatever. The whole point is that we're putting ourselves in those predicaments. That's the point. We're putting ourselves, as a hip hop artist in the limelight like they are. You put yourself in a predicament. You put yourself in there. You know what I'm saying? Even though you think it's your people, you think you still put yourself in there like that without the security that you should have probably had or whatever. And I'm sure they feel sorry about that. I know they feel down about that, man. And and once again, blessings to their family, man. And condolences to their family for this, man. Let's get into some comments before I really go further. What's that, Victor? Yeah, just go there. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You
Go
want to
ahead.
start at Howie? You want to go up?
I'll go up some more.
That's the only one he gives.
Yeah, Nick is in the house. What's up? Who's this other one right here?
Okay, yeah, and Pop says, hey, Pop says, and how can you idly stand around and film your brother being killed? That's appalling.
Yes.
Man, that's what I'm saying, Pops. I
Yeah.
think it's just this era, man. Everything has to be videotaped. It's just sad. It's this. I don't have no more.
It's hard. Yeah.
I don't have nothing to say about that.
It was kind of hard to even say,
Yeah.
because at first we was like, you know what, we ain't gonna say too much on this or
Yeah,
whatever.
but
it's it gets so hard and heated.
I'm just disgusted in the times that we are in.
Mhm.
It just sucks. Go ahead. What's the next one?
Next comment. Nick says she agree. Oh, okay. I don't understand why no one has been arrested with all them folks viewing.
Absolutely.
That's exactly right, Nick. Because they know. And we already know the code, the rule. You know what I'm saying? The young lady that basically spoke about it, that basically, and from the sounds of it, even might have told it even wrong. You know what I mean? That's why, people don't say anything. You know what I'm saying? Because now you done made yourself a target. You know what I mean? Because you sitting here and saying something that you didn't even have a complete truth about. You know what I mean? So that's why others don't do it, because even when they speak about it, they're part of the problem, or part of the person that's going to actually, they know what the repercussions are. Is what I'm trying to say.
Mozzie got a
Like,
famous
that's the bad part. That
quote.
sucks.
Man, the police get it. Let the police do their job. They get a knock for it, man. They get paid for that. It's somebody that get paid to do private, that get paid to do investigations.
Yeah,
man.
but when is the point that we do our job though? Where do we do our job? Do we let shit just happen and then just go?
Well, that's on Quavo though.
Turn the left cheek.
That's on Quavo.
That part too.
Yeah, that ain't on
'Cause he know
everybody
exactly
else.
what
That
happened.
ain't on everybody else. I feel like it's on the people
Who's
who
involved.
was involved.
True.
We can't play detective,
Especially if you know the truth.
if you know the truth, right?
Exactly.
We can't play detective because you are insinuating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Anything else. Like you said, I said that he interjected with the gun. You said that maybe he couldn't. Boom. That's a valid point.
Exactly. Right.
That's a valid point. And this is just how information could be misconstrued and thrown around. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So right there, everything I have to say about it is over with, because it's like, shit, you're right. I can't really talk about that.
True.
And I think that we just need, I was always taught, you mind your own, you live long.
Mm.
Mind your own damn business.
Yeah.
Unless you willing to get on the court, I tell you all the time, unless you willing to get on the stand and testify, shut your damn mouth.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
when the police show up at your house asking them questions and asking why you was there, what did you do during the situation? How did you get there? Who was you there prior to? Did you know the victim prior to? When
Right.
they start asking you them questions, where your mama stayed, you gonna wish you shut your damn mouth too.
Right.
You
Right.
feel
Right.
me? So the only person that can play witness to this is Quavo. Everybody else who was out there filming and not helping, you shut up and do exactly what you've been doing, and that's nothing.
Right. 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 Yeah. That part. We got any more real quick? I think there was something that okay.
Nick says, how many times do we have to hear RIP young black man? How many times do you have to hear black men need to stop killing black men? Listen, I'm with you, Nick. I'm me and my dad used to have discussions about this, and I used to be a strong defender of our culture and how we grew up. But
Right.
at this point, these fools done lost their mind, man. I've been messed up over this. I've been messed up already when by my house they shot an old lady in the face 6 times and she was in a wheelchair.
Mm.
It's just this new era and this new generation that I'm a part of, that I grew up in. They don't have no morals and no real character and integrity. So, it's open season on a black man out here, and we're gonna talk about it too a little later as well.
Yeah. We're talking about the main. We talk a lot about a lot of the main live stream, or not live stream, but the main artists, in the business, the top artists in the business or whatever that has been killed. But then the shit that you guys don't understand and that we're ignoring
This shit happen every
is a
day.
lot of these other artists that are just young before they even get in the game good enough, big enough or whatever, are getting killed. If real quick, I'm gonna just name them off or whatever because I want to say rest in peace to their families because they deserve that as well. You know what I'm saying? And condolences to their family. There was if you guys, and it's gonna be some I don't even really know some of the names that I don't know, but I have a list of them within the last year. And it's over 50 people within the last year. YPC Yet Ray from Norfolk, Virginia. Rest in peace. Ray Kim, that's from Chad. I don't know what doing a comment. He was shot during a government demonstration. Giddy, I don't know who you guys know who that is. He's from London, shot and killed. Boogie Nation, shot and killed. From New York, Perm, from London, shot and killed. Wop Talk, Alexander, Virginia, shot and killed. Takeoff, fatally shot over a dice game is what they're saying. That's what they're putting out there, over a dice game. They don't really, that's not even the right, what I'm saying, the true story behind that. But that's what they're saying. Jay Disney, 14 shots. I don't know. That's he's from New York or whatever. Lil Moosey, shot in Philadelphia. These are these are people within the last hell. Actually, I've just only read the month of October. That was the month of October, and that's not even about all of the month of October. There are millions of kids or a lot of youngsters that's getting killed behind this rap game, man. And now they're trying to, make it seem like it's the banding. They want to ban the whole uh, uh, lyrics or the radio play and all that, over mainly over all this, whatever, which what they're doing in Africa. They have banned it in Africa, those that are talking or rapping about killing, murder, and drugs and all
Can
that.
I put this perspective out there?
Yeah.
Can I say that these rappers, you guys are only getting to see what I see every day,
Mm-hmm.
right? I think that we get a chance to see the impact of gun violence through the rappers, how it's really going on, how chaotic it really is. But that's happening in these communities of Alexandria, Virginia every day. That's happening in these communities in Norfolk, Virginia every day. That's happening in these communities of
Alabama.
Compton every day. Little Rock, Arkansas every day. My girl just lost her nephew. Same thing. Every day. It is babies out here dying every day. And the difference between them and Takeoff and these other rappers, at least somebody talks about them. So what we need to start addressing is not just wait until it's a Takeoff, right? Or it's a Young Dolph. We need to start when they start taking little Taekwon in
Yeah.
our neighborhood.
Yeah.
Because this
Exactly.
is happening all over our communities,
Yeah.
right? Gang violence and gun violence is rapid in the African American community, and you guys don't get a chance to truly talk about it until they fatally take a rapper. But before he died, I can bet you 15 kids, at least 15 African American youth have passed the inner cities before the death of Takeoff, in between the death of the last rapper.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying? And so I think that what we do is, I think these rappers become martyrs to the toxic gun violence in our community, and showing the impact that it's guns rapid. You have people heavy trigger finger. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just in African American communities. It's in urban communities. It's in rural communities. It's in impoverished communities. This is happening every day. This is my life, right? This is my day to day. Me, my girl, she laughs at me because when I go to the store where I come from, I have a 45-second rule. If I can't get in and out of that store in 45 seconds, I am not stopping, because gun violence is rapid in my community. Right? You can walk out the store and lose your life. And I think that we don't really understand how real it is until it's on TV and you see a man brains blown out all on the ground. But where I come from is teddy bears, and that shit happen every day.
What we need to try to, and not only us at Fired Up, everyone that's in the social media, when it comes to the Breakfast Club, when it comes to all these bigger ones, um what is it, Drink Champs and all of them or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Um let's start preaching what it is that we can do.
Yeah, facts.
Let's start preaching, you know what I'm saying? Not just getting the story from someone else so we can have the top story of the violence and the bullshit that went on, but let's start preaching on what we can do
to change
it, to keep it from happening. You know? And I say that actually we're going to go into the next topic.
Yeah.
With that. And that topic is what happened to Black unity. And we have a video because when other people see it, you know what I'm saying?
It's a problem.
It's obviously a problem. We see it, we talk about it, but then we're talking about other ethnics and races that actually talk about it. So let's get that video real quick. I want y'all to see this. And shouts out to him, man, because I'm not sure, man, but I want to give him his props or whatever. And I do have something to say too about it once we get done. So let's go.
For black people. That's right, black people. You know how y'all black people look at us and say, damn, why is Chico driving that badass truck? Why is Amigo having that badass car? You know how that is? We stick together. Us Hispanics, we work together. We help each other out. As a Hispanic, you know what I have seen with black people? You guys are always trying to compete against each other. Who's got the better car? Who's got the better truck? Who's got the better bitch? Always comparing each other's shit. Always trying to fight each other. Always trying to put each other down. Y'all need to work together, like us Hispanics do. That's the difference between Hispanics and black people. That's why a Hispanic starts a business. Most of the time, he's successful because he's not doing it all by himself. He's got help. We work together. Y'all black people need to do that. Stick together. Help each other out. Stop the fucking competing. That's not helping. Peace. Yo, what's good?
Now,
Shit.
huh?
Shit.
Now,
that was game.
Yes,
that was a Jew.
Yeah,
that was a Jew.
I
mean, absolutely right.
I'm gonna go ahead because I got I got go ahead.
Shit, I just want to say I absolutely agree with him. It's for years, Richard Eddie Murphy talks about it finally came out about him and Richard Pryor's, thing, where Richard, it's this thing that it can only be one, right? We can only have one, but what our Hispanic brothers have realized is that there's strength in numbers. And me and my father talk about this. A big part of that is crack cocaine, y'all. Right? It drove a huge wedge in our communities and in our family because prior to this, that's how we were so successful. That's why they came to infiltrate our communities with drugs and things like this, because that's what we were all about. We were about black unity. We were about supporting black businesses, building black businesses. My pops always talked about how when he was a kid, it was multiple black businesses. The laundromat was black owned.
Right.
The cleaners was black owned. The chicken spot was black owned. The drugstore was black owned. The bookie spot was black owned. Everything was black owned, and no dollars generated within that community, which made that community thrive. I think that what we have is we have been fed the illusion of white supremacy, and we think that when we make it, we have to leave.
Yeah.
And we don't want anyone else to get a piece of what we have because we've been taught that if you let anybody else in, they gonna kick you out. And so I think that our biggest issue is we've been Willie lynched. Even if Willie Lynch is not a person, that's what they say, but the ideologies and the teachings are real, right? We have been bred to go against each other. And that's our biggest issue. Like the brother said, that is why you see Migo come in. He don't speak no damn English. He barely can drive. All of that, but before you know it, he own a house. He got a car. He got a couple businesses because he got help. He got help. If it's 15 of them in one house, before you know it, everybody in that house got a house. The difference between them and us, like he said, is we don't know how to stick together. We don't know how to put our differences and our egos aside for one goal, which is the success of all of our people, not just one.
Okay. And I definitely that is a true point. That is actually absolutely a true statement that you just made. This is my problem.
Talk to him.
Is the camera on me? Oh, there. This is my problem though. I respect. I appreciate.
Yeah, mind your damn business though.
No, not mind your own business. I respect what he said. I appreciate what he said.
Mm-hmm.
But you ain't telling us a motherfucking thing that we don't know. We know this.
New fuels gonna go left.
We know this.
Right.
But this is a real motherfucking problem.
Talk to him.
The problem is that we, as our heritage and our family as blacks, are the ones that paved the ways for you, your family, and your whatever to be able to come together and be able to have the shit that you have now. But you are some of the same ones that don't have our backs.
Absolutely. I didn't know we was going.
When does the unity comes for everybody that's basically of a different color to have each other's back? Now, don't get me wrong. Some people do. Not saying that you don't and anyone don't. And yes, you're definitely right. We still have families and stuff that do stick together, but not in the mass amount that you guys may have. But when it comes to our people being killed, when it comes to our people, being everything's negative about them and this and that or whatever, we're on our own. When we getting beat in the street, we're on our own.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? When we fighting for the rights of whatever the fuck that we got going on, civil rights, everything or whatever, we're on our own.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're the ones that basically come and make these things happen or whatever, or the
So
forefront
everybody
of it,
else
of
can get through.
everything, and we're the
Absolutely.
one being chopped down while you continue to reap the rewards.
But this is the thing, though, Fuel.
You see what I'm saying? No,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is that everyone has an opinion about what we should do as a black man.
Yeah.
We have our own opinions, of course.
But
But there's other people that basically, when do you come on there and say, hey, y'all, we need to stop this or whatever. Hey, brothers, come with us, help us, let us help you, blah blah blah, or whatever. When do that happen?
Absolutely.
Black, white, Latino, Hispanic.
But it's what I understood about it is what I take from it. You absolutely right. I wasn't even gonna go there. You went.
No, I had to, man.
You went to the other side of it.
Because I see it. Because I know, I know that us as a community. I mean, even me being with this business, I already understand. Yes,
you heard me.
Yes,
that should be an eye opener for us culturally. Once again, he was absolutely right, but wrong at the same time because he stepped out of turn. You get what I'm saying? But we need to hear this, right? We need to hear it come from other people.
Definitely. That's why I do agree.
We need to hear this because this is what they think of us.
Exactly. That's what they see of us.
This is what they see of us. And you need to understand this is what's going on. And to be able to really properly fight the system, you need to understand how your opponent looks at you. Yeah. So when you're going into these establishments, how you need to carry yourself and how you need to represent you as a culture. When you're dealing with your brother, how you need to deal with them as a culture, because this is what other cultures see us as. You get what I'm saying? So when I see it, I immediately felt what you felt, right? But I wasn't going to go there today. Right. So, but I'm happy you went there because it's I was being more politically correct about it. Yeah. But you hit where I feel like if you're not black, you can't speak on this shit we go through. Mm-hmm. Just like when we not Hispanic or we...
No, you can speak on it. But
you got to speak with a solution.
Right, exactly. You speak on it with the support.
Yeah.
You speak on it with the fact that, hey, I understand you guys' community or whatever, blah, blah, is going this and doing that or whatever. But what can we do? What can we do? Because y'all paved the way for us to get what we got. Absolutely. What can we do to help y'all?
But we also have to recognize.
Not to say that we as a culture, we are the creators. We create shit. We motherfuckers are the ones that basically turn shit around, make whatever this little is out of this. Bro, you know what I'm saying? We are built for that. That's what we are. But the point is when you fucking sit here and say, hey, we're our own, we take care of ours. We take over there. Okay, I get that. And that's nothing wrong with that. But when you fucking sitting here and can't come with a solution or help for something that you see is wrong with them, them brothers out there killing, man. Come on, brother, can we do something? Can we work something? That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying that anything is wrong, but I want to before I get to it, because I'm starting to get hot.
No, absolutely.
Marlon, he has something to say real quick. I want to catch it real quick. Sorry, bro, man. We went to
Oh no, y'all are fine. Hey, this is y'all show. I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah. Go ahead. You said you had a.
So, I have a different viewpoint on it. I feel like George said earlier today. I feel like personally, it's kind of like if it's in house, let us deal with it, and then if I come to you about a solution, then that's when you can be open to critique, because it's like you may not like. I personally, this is just my personal opinion. I feel like if the three of us are having a disagreement, right? Me and you are having a disagreement, and then it's like, oh, but they don't know our relate. They don't know the three people. Somebody outside of us doesn't know the three of us relationship, right? So then it's like them coming out of left field talking about, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. Well, you're just observing. You get what I'm saying? You don't know why I'm doing X, Y, Z, element of P. So it's like, okay, well, now we're looking at you sound kind of crazy, because it's like you don't know why we're doing X, Y, and Z. It's like, do you know the history behind why our people act the way that they do? Or why? Because it's a lot of trauma. It's like look at Dr. Umar Johnson, look at Boyce Watkins and people like that are giving us this history and stuff like that, MLK and everybody. Like, it's documented that like when we came here in 1619, it's like we were stripped of our names, stripped of our culture and everything. And that's a lot of trauma to unpack. You can't unpack 400 plus years of trauma in 2 days.
Right.
So it's like, like you said, and then on the other note, like you said, you've given us we've pretty much given the whole world the blueprint. So
Exactly.
if you had a 400-year head start, you can't try to tell me, oh, you need to fix this, you need to fix that. You were learning from my mistakes. So it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. And I think the thing that I wanted to get at is not the fact that I saying that these cultures or these other cultures need to come and try to help and fix our what's going on with our culture. I'm
yes, sir.
saying that they should be if all the cultures, like you said, that so stick together as opposed to everybody coming together and sticking together, you know what I'm saying? Because that's basically what we paved the way to be, right? But then when you're telling me, oh, we take care of our own, oh, we take care of my own. Why? How are you able to take care of your own? What caused you to be able to get you to take care of your own?
And
You
that's
didn't
kind of
know it.
funny
How
also.
many slaveries and Chinese and Latinos, whatever, that had that had slaveries and had the stories and the whippings and the shit. How many stories do you know about that? How do your people what do your people know about that?
They have them. I mean, we all
No,
have.
I mean you
Here's
have
the
some
thing, though.
you have them, but I'm talking about to the extent of us. I'm talking about to
Absolutely
the
not.
extent of
No,
us.
no,
Well,
no.
here's the
Exactly.
thing.
Nobody has. I think that, and I'm gonna let you go, Marlon. I think
Oh,
that
you good.
when we start doing that, it's like we kind of taken away from because if you have some hue, you've been victim to the atrocities of the European. Feel me? That's just how it goes. I think that we've bared the most being the American Negro because we move we set the bar so high, right? I tell people all the time, there is no ending of apartheid without what Martin Luther King did.
Right.
We changed the game. There is no such thing as hate crime, you guys, until us,
Right.
right? And so we are the pioneers, we are the forefathers, but what I don't like to do is I don't like to downplay like they never went through the floggings, because this technically they land that got snatched up in the Spanish-American War. So they've got caught up in it. The issue I have with it is that they've been so Europeanized that they don't understand that a big reason why, like you say, that they are able to unite and be so successful is because they want to keep us down
And that's the
and
only point I'm
out the
making.
loop.
That's the point I'm making.
You get what I'm saying? So I stand with my La Raza brothers, right? Because me and my dad, we talk about this all the time. But the issue I have with it is what you have, right? Is you have this opinion and you have this ideology about us, but you have no real solution.
Right.
And I have a problem with that because the only reason why you're able to bask in this success and live the way and exercise your form of white privilege or live your form of white privilege is because of the way we was hung. You know what I mean? My girl, we always have a she like, well, why they do Emmett Till? I like, they need to know the atrocities. Like at one point of time, you whistle at a white woman, they was pulling us out of our homes.
Right. Exactly.
Middle of the night.
Exactly.
Hanging us from trees, setting us on fire. People don't know George Washington Carver spoke like that because he was castrated.
Yeah, exactly.
You get what I'm saying? So I really try not to. I
understand what you're saying, but
I
I'm
really
saying it needed to be said, though.
Absolutely, it does.
That's the point.
It needed to be said, and then you needed to check it as well.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Because it's a certain way that you come. But we need to hear it from the other cultures because we represent and we respect and we blend and we do all of these things. But this is what you guys are entering in, and when we mixing and we mingling, this is what they think of your culture.
Yeah.
And this is what they think of us.
And to this credit too as well is that a lot of people wouldn't come forward and say something or say that.
No.
You see what I'm saying?
No.
And that's that's why I say I give credit.
Give respect.
I give credit to him or whatever. But like I said too, it's still more than just that. It's more than just that.
It's years
and it's not because of the fact that we don't stick together. It's the stuff that we have to recruit to go through in order to stick together.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying? and it's the things that we basically how society has basically, because the whole thing is set up for us to be against each other.
Absolutely.
That's the whole
Right.
thing.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? Everything is set up for our failure.
It's for the perpetual.
Because we basically, the fact that we've gotten through with Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and all these, these leaders and stuff like that or whatever, and that basically the civil rights movement and everything like that, they're trying to take it back. They're trying to take it back. What other way to take it back is to get rid of the so-called cancer? You see what I'm saying? And how do you do that? It's to cause them to try to kill each other. Cause them to give
Right.
them something.
Give them something, yeah.
Give them something. You know what I'm saying? But then we're gonna tear them down because they can't be more than what we are. Just like anyone with Bill Cosby, with anyone that basically gets top, R. Kelly, the top one, any Michael Jackson, anyone that can actually potentially be the main movement of everyone in the world to look at and see. Just like we're fucking with Kanye. You know what I'm saying? Is that the world is looking at to see or whatever to say, oh, well, maybe he's right. Maybe, but they don't want that, and they're not going to. You can only get so much.
This is to the Mexican brother's point. You say Kanye, right? And I got to jump on.
Let's go.
But how many of us are really standing behind Kanye right now?
You know why?
No.
That's true.
I didn't ask. I didn't ask why. Why not?
Yeah.
Because it goes to what his point is.
Yeah.
It goes to what he's saying. Because if this was a Mexican dude, they'll be handling that behind closed door, but they be Viva la Kanye.
Yeah.
Viva la Kanye. They'll be out there, Si puedes, Kanye.
Right.
Yes, we can, Kanye.
True.
They'll be running behind him because he's a staple for them. You get me? But with us, it goes to the brother what he said. Because he's saying things we don't like or we don't necessarily agree with.
It's not that we don't like it. It's the doubt that people have and the others that don't understand and don't know. You see what I'm saying? It basically, these are the things that has just been brought up. Just like since Ray J have showed proof and put it out there. This is really what it is. The same thing is what Kanye do. This is really what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's always going to be so try to stop it, to try to make you look at anytime, just like with Bill Cosby trying to buy NBC or whatever. They're going to find something about that person to make you look like at that person, like, he's not exactly what you think he is. So that's not your leader. And that's basically what it is.
The game's so cold. Let me tell y'all. The game's so cold. We got them running with anti-Semitic stuff when they couldn't even say that without the civil rights movement.
No, exactly.
They used that against us, and they wouldn't even have the ability to use it if it wasn't if it wasn't for us.
Right.
But the great thing, the cold thing about it is what he's saying is they only say it when, and we should have talked about that too today. Oh damn. They only say it when we start to talk about and to uncover the atrocities that they do on the African American community.
Uncover the truth.
Once we start talking about that as anti-Semitic, the same thing with what Kyrie's going through right now. Because he said that the black man is the original Jew, now he an anti-Semite. Because y'all not the original Jew. Y'all stole the land. That's why y'all getting into it with the Palestinians. This is real. This is not a lie.
That's real talk. This
This
not
is
a
not
lie. It's true. Y'all want to try to fuck with us and take us off or whatever the case may be. It's the truth.
You're not the true.
It's the truth.
You're not the true Jew.
Right.
Can I add on to that?
The reason why
Go ahead, Marlon.
the reason why you keep hitting people with anti-Semitism because you don't want people to expose the fact that y'all come to our country using white supremacy, but y'all really nothing. Y'all really everything but real Jews.
Yeah.
Y'all German Jews. And don't get me started. Go ahead.
Don't worry. Go ahead, dog.
So and don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong, because I don't know if this is the exact date. I have to verify it. But in 1948, the United States government literally carved out that land. So it's like, in a way, if we're here carving the land for the people, how's that being anti-Semitic if we literally took land from somebody, told a certain group of people, this is the land that y'all can now occupy, and then get mad when the people want their land back? Like, that's kind of like with the squatter situation, right?
Right.
Like, if somebody squats in your home, If I'm paying the bill for that house, how can you get mad at me because I want my house back from people that are occupying it?
Right.
If I'm paying the bills every day. So that's just how I look at it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like at times I'm like, if you know what's right, why don't you just let it be right? But
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people just feel that just because, they want to just say, oh, well, it's mine now, or this is just how things always were. There was a way things were before things were the way they were now. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel like just people need to just stop being so caught up in what's going on like right now, and things are just the way that they are, because it's like you're for one, you're hurting people.
Mhm.
Two, you can't get mad at the fact that people want to go back to just being free, just
Yeah.
being free, unbossed and
Yeah.
unbothered.
Yeah.
But I feel
Exactly.
like now we just live in a world now where it's like I gotta get mine and you can't say nothing bad about me. But then it's
Right.
like, can you grow? I had a conversation with my mentor about that today, about accountability. People don't want to be held accountable.
Right.
So it's like, the whole do as I say, not as I do culture, which
Right.
is kind of the culture that we living in now, and the cancel culture and everything. It's like, can't nobody tell you nothing. This is why we in the predicaments that we in now.
Right.
But it's the
Yeah.
the reason why they don't want to be told, and we're gonna go on something else. The reason why they don't want to be told, because it uncovers the truth of the perpetuation of white
And that's the
supremacy.
problem.
And it's an illusion, right?
Mhm.
There's an illusion that all white people are superior, that we even fall to the notion of, that we think, which is not a fact. It's not a fact. And if we find out and truly understand that there are more white people on welfare than black people,
Exactly.
that there are more white people who are uneducated than black people, then we will start to understand that there's a certain global unity that you said,
That part.
right? There's a certain unity that needs to happen. But
That
then if
part.
this certain unity happens, it breaks the structure.
Yeah.
I'm going to really get deep on y'all. Okay. So I tell people all the time, white supremacy was created in the beginning as an illusion. Before chattel slavery, everybody was indentured servants. You're able to pay off to be after you were able to pay off your debt as a slave. You work, you buy your freedom. So what happened was, and this happened during the sharecropper time as well. What happened was these indentured servants, Irish, Black, Asian, Jew, whatever they was at the time, right? Indian, they all start to band together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I don't want to get too
yeah,
deep.
yeah, right, right. Look,
Because
and hold
because
on,
we're
and
going to
create
get into
no,
like
and
a
create
whole
groups,
different.
right? And create groups. And so from that group, once they see that they were starting to band together, chattel slavery was created just to create white supremacy. So you still an indentured servant, he's a chattel slave. The only thing difference is he's property, you a servant. But both of y'all still in the same position. But if I make you feel like you just a bit above him, I can help you still perpetuate white supremacy.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what they're doing.
Right.
They're using that ideology to perpetuate the false illusion of white supremacy.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's that. I know we got a little bit off.
Yeah,
there.
we did.
We got we got a little bit off. Because the whole thing was what happened to the black unity. You know what I'm saying? And basically, you did actually explain what's happening.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we
exactly
didn't
what's
go
happening
off.
to our
We didn't
black
go
unity.
off. We stayed right on point. We was on right on top. We just got a little deeper
we just
than
got a
we
little
was
deeper
supposed
than
to.
what we
Yeah.
was at.
But
Yeah,
yeah, we right on point.
But with that said, you guys, let's
Let's
get
get
some
to our
comments
next.
real
Yeah,
quick
yeah.
because it got a lot of
Yeah,
comments
we
that
got comments.
we've been going. Let's go up some. More. Right there. No, after there, right there. D. No. Deshaun. That's your mom, right?
Yeah, that's mine.
Go ahead, click her. Okay, Deshaun said, "What happened to us as people where we don't value life or each other anymore?" He's correct, but ever since we have assimilated and allowed others to destroy our community connection, which was love. Yes,
Yes, absolutely, mom.
exactly. Let's go to the next one.
Black men need to start knowing themselves so they can love themselves. We have let others define us for too long. We have allowed ourselves to be told that we're thugs and gangsters, and we're absolutely not.
Yeah, yeah. Next one.
You know, Alexander took a boat to Timbuktu just to learn. Just remember that. That's
We
the
have been
game.
divided, especially like you said, Fat Boy. Crack cocaine is a major issue divided in our community. We used to be like the Hispanics, but they're a part creating division.
Absolutely,
Yes,
because they the
they're
plug.
part. Yeah, that's thank you. They're the plug.
Yeah. But they
They're the
only
ones that actually. There's people. There's the plug for them, but there's the plug
yeah, they only the
because they're only getting away with growing the shit that
yeah.
they're growing is because of the government letting them
Yeah,
grow it
they only the plug because the
to give
CIA
it to
gave it to them.
whoever. You know what I'm saying? So this is so
And
man.
this
It
is
is
my
so
conspiracy.
damn
The
deep.
CIA took it from the Colombians, gave it to the Mexicans to infiltrate the black community.
There you go. Ha! Well put. Well put. What's the next one? Who's this? Who's this? Who's this?
They say, hey babe, what's
Your
happening?
name? What's up? Your name?
She
Go
says,
ahead.
I feel they should have had security like they normally have, but in my opinion, the reason they didn't was because they felt safe being with the Prince boys who basically run Houston.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, that's basic. Lance said, "Don't get taken off of the air, fellas."
I know, huh?
I know, cause
Because
I
we got
started getting there.
anti-Semitic and real quick. They was gonna be like, I wish they
Hey,
would come fuck
that's
with
hey. If we off the
anti-Semitism.
air, if we get off
I'll
the
tear
guys,
their ass
if
up.
they take us off the air, y'all already know we was telling the truth. That's all. That's what happens
I'll
when you
tear
tell the
their
truth.
ass up.
Go to the next one. That's funny. Well, Vincent
Yeah.
Guerrero was the second president of
Vicente
Mexico.
Guerrero was the second president of
Yeah.
Mexico. He was a brother.
Mhm.
African.
Dear
African
black
descent.
men, I want what is it? To grow. I want us to grow. Yeah. Dear black men, I want to see us grow old.
I
That
do
would take
too.
us into our next
And
segment.
final topic.
Yes, yes. Um, is this our day? You know, a black man's trauma.
Man,
Is this our day?
black man's trauma.
It's it's messed up to feel like you have to go through life wondering what's going to happen to you by being in a certain atmosphere.
Shit. Not even a certain
When,
atmosphere at this
when I
point.
say
Yeah.
certain, that's what I mean. When I say certain atmosphere, I'm really
Yeah.
meaning
After
everywhere.
you walk outside, boy,
Everywhere.
it's hunting season.
You know,
It always takes me to one of my favorite movies. Don't Menace to Society,
Mhm.
when the character who plays Rock, I forget the brother's name, he's talking to Kane and Sharif, and they talking about going out of town. He tell them, get out of here. And then one of the favorite lines said, the hunt is on and you're the prey. And a lot of them lines from the movies back then, we glorified the gangster stuff and the violence, but that was a deep
it's true fact.
line.
Yeah, because
The
it's true.
hunt is on, and as black men, we are the prey. And I thought that. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say we didn't. A lot of this stuff that you see in movies, in the gangster movies, whatever, it's true facts, or whatever. And there are jewels that they're dropping, but we don't pay attention to those jewels that they drop. You know what I'm saying? Just like the one you just quoted. You know what I mean? That was said years ago.
Or like Friday,
That was said years
you
ago.
kids pussified.
These are saying years ago.
So quick to pick up a
But
gun.
the thing is, we're not focusing on it.
No.
We're not
No.
pinpointing it. We're
No.
not trying to stop it.
No.
You know what I'm saying? We're not spinning it to make it a positive. Let's start making positive moves and positive influences or whatever to just get away from it. Because the fact that you try to put it out there don't mean that we have to be that. You know what I mean? And these people that basically was seeing it then, just like you hear, certain things in rap that they see, that they know that's been going on. You know what I'm saying? People that basically know where they connect, like you said, it has come from, and want to talk about it or tell about it, but they get killed for it. You see what I'm saying? These things or whatever that we see, all the truth that we see, we don't do nothing about it. The truth that we just seen about with what's the name, we don't do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a hush hush into each its own or whatever, because they put that in our minds to feel that way, to think that way, and feel like that you can't live unless you do that. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that's which I wish, and I wish that we can get a grip on, as to spinning more positive narrative than negative, spinning more positive situations, or not spinning, but making more positive situations than all these negative situations, making more positive songs than all these negative songs because they're making money off of us just by being negative.
I think that what has happened is that the record companies, and we're gonna go back to what we're talking. I think that what has happened is the record company is profiting off of our pain, right? I
Yes.
think that these young kids are expressing their form of poetry,
Yeah.
right? It's not Still I Rise because they didn't grow up in Still I Rise time.
Yeah.
So it's their form of
That's
poetry.
what we need to get back to.
Right, but it's their form of poetry. I think that the issue that I have with it is that it's programmed into them, right?
Yeah.
To make them because
Because
when you
they
have
are programming
an
into it.
artist like a J. Cole, when you have an artist like a Kendrick that is telling you to be this kind of person and do this, he's critically acclaimed, but he's not all over your airwaves. So it's not just the youth, right, who's perpetuating this, it's the system who was allowing this music to have the front row. And that's kind of what Kanye West was saying.
Yeah.
They're allowing this certain light on the negativity or this certain light on this certain situation so they can say, look at how the blacks operate. Because when you do get a Toby out of Houston who's independent and who's a family man and who's promoting black love and black life, you don't even know who I'm talking about, right? He out of Houston, young brother. Or when you're talking about Sir, and when you're talking about what's his brother name, D Smoke, these artists aren't getting the proper promotion either.
Right.
And it goes back to what I'm saying and what we're talking about, right? Where that's what makes it hard, right? Because you don't know when it's your day. You know what I mean? You don't know when, even in that, like when I'm gonna enter this thing and I'm gonna stand up and say, hey, this is what they doing to us as a people. Stop it. Immediately when Kanye did that, what happened? It was cool when he was MAGA hat down. It was cool when he was White Lives Mattered up, right? But the moment that it was his day to end everything because he exposed what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? And I love today's topic is because with the Offset, I mean, with the Takeoff death, it just hit home with me as a black man living in America, how our fates, right? And being able to understand what our fate is. I always tell these brothers, I talk to my college buddies all the time on how lucky they are, right? How lucky we are to be in the position that we are for higher education. Because some people will never, ever be here. Because when they walk out their door, death or jail is waiting for them.
Right.
And now, when Marlon was talking about, we make a joke, Marlon got a ticket, but I made a joke. I said, he stopped you from being, speeding is the gateway to crime. You know how they say weed is a gateway drug, speeding is a gateway crime, right?
Man, that took me out.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's a way for them to get behind you, and that could be your last day.
Yeah.
As a black man, that's a gateway crime.
That's true.
Right? Being and understanding that. And I was just telling him that the situation happened to him. So because he grew up privileged, because he grew up in a certain neighborhood, because he come from a certain community, he ain't got to worry about the police like that. But now that he's a black man and he's moving through the world now, without that supervision of his parents, he could carry himself a certain way because you don't know when your day is going to come.
Their ways or whatever is when your day comes.
You don't know when your day is going to come. And I wanted to talk about this today because there's a certain level of trauma that we deal with as black women. As black men that we never really get to talk about. Because right now with my daughter, God forbid, knock on the door, but I can go drive home and I can not make it home with her. Just by going to the store. A gangbanger come through tripping. I ain't from over there. I ain't from nowhere. But he just shooting anybody out there. Or I could be driving, get pulled over. because I'm having a hard time registering my car due to the smog. And they could fire shots on me. I'm dead. Or they can pull me over. I can have a warrant and I can
But
end up in jail.
you know what happens is what's going on is and just basically what we are saying is this is our day a black man's trauma. The funny thing is, of course, we get harassed by the police. You never know if you're going to make it home just from them. I think the worst situation is the worst thing is that we're we can't go in our neighborhoods and
Facts.
know if we're going
Safe.
to make it.
Yes, sir.
You see what I'm
Yes, sir.
saying?
Hell yeah.
And that's the part, uh uh just for just by the example what happened with Takeoff. You know what I mean? That you just don't know. You can't even go on your own. And how do we stop that? We
You
can
can't even
talk
go
about it.
bowling.
We can talk about it. Yeah, you can't even go bowling to a bowling
You can't
alley
go
with somebody
bowling.
having some beat with somebody else. You had nothing to do with it, and then your innocent,
End up with your brains
sister
on
or
the
brother
ground.
or somebody that
Yep.
got killed.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is the thing is and although we made it the topic of is this is my day of black man's trauma, the question is does it come to an end, or how do we fix it, or do we fix it? You know what I mean? Because we have all the scenarios, we have all the talk about as to what happens, but what's the movement?
I
What's
think
the
that
take? What's the take of?
I
I
think
mean,
Pop said it.
I'm tired of us always coming on here and we talk about the shit that's happened, and we never try to come together and say what is it that we need to do.
I think Pop said it the best. I think that as black men, we need to start loving ourselves, and understanding who we
How do we
are.
spin that though? The narrative to let the younger, not only just mostly the younger generation. How do we spin it to make them understand that what you're doing is not worth what you're basically are called out to be.
That's okay. So that's the conundrum. I think that's the problem. I think that it's hard to. It's the allegory of the man of the cave, man. It's hard to pull someone out of mental prison when they don't see anything else but the shackles. I think that the first thing we have to do is show them something different. And it can't look like how it's been, right? I think that I show you something different and it comes in the form of as we'll call it, Uncle Tom.
But there's been
It's not something that I can
yo,
relate to.
but there's
And then
been
when we
no
can relate
But let
to
me
it,
let me
they
finish.
kill him.
But there's been communities. There's been black communities that try to show different. There's
Absolutely.
been communities that tries to let you understand you can go here and go there. You know what I'm saying? But it's the quick money thing.
Yeah,
It's the fast growth or whatever, and not understanding that by 25, if you got this in a certain way, you probably won't live to see 35 and 40.
absolutely. You probably won't
You see what
live to
I'm
see
saying?
27.
And if you have a
Yeah.
kid, you probably would not, you know what I'm saying?
See that kid
Because
grow up.
exactly, you would not see him grow up or whatever.
But like
And not only that, your kid probably be the one that passed before you.
I
You
was
see what I'm
telling
saying?
my
And this is the thing. This is the thing that's why I'm trying to get at, understand, even be a part of the positive narrative to be able to tell people and get them on a whole different level without all this negative bullshit.
I think number one thing would be to get people into living and not surviving. I think that we have our children and then us as a culture, we've gotten so accustomed to surviving, right? That we don't know how to live, meaning we don't know how to see anything outside of what we are and what we see every day. And so when you're caught in survival, you don't have time for growth. And I don't think a lot of people understand that, right? There's a misconception that I can change my narrative. Yeah, I can, right? If I'm not in survival mode. I can change my narrative if I don't have to worry about where I'm going to sleep, right? I can change. I'm not excusing it. I'm just
No, no, no.
bringing into the light of this. We
Let me ask
first we first have to get us out of the survival mode, especially our youth. That's where you get the quick, I got to make this money, right? Instead of going in your living room and becoming the next Bezos, I want to be the next Rich Porter.
What do we
Because
do to the point where we don't where we got to change the fact that, oh, in order for you to get out of the ghetto, you got to be a rapper, you got to be successful, you got to make money, you got to sell these drugs or whatever and stack or whatever. And this is the thing
because
that
the
goes
doc
on
because
in
the
the hood
doctors
or
because
whatever.
the doctors and lawyers don't come back to our communities. See, this is where we mess up at, right? I told my girl that until I met Marlon and them, right? Besides my cousin George and the people in them, until I met Marlon, I had never ever even met black people that didn't live in the ghetto. They don't come back. The only people who come, and that's why I love them so much, right? The only people that come back and show some type of success in what it looked like is ball players and musicians.
Yeah.
How many times have you been able to see the last black scientist that graduated? Because it was, I bet you it was 10,000 of them.
Right.
But when you heard, when have you
You see
seen
them
them?
going to, right, exactly.
When have you seen the last? We don't even know who Reginald Lewis is.
Right.
But he was the first, he brokered the first $1 billion deal, Beatrice Foods. Right? We don't even know this guy. All we know is Chris Paul. All we know is Jay-Z.
Yeah.
And so you can't blame these kids for wanting to be what they see.
What they say, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And so
is
we have to
can't
start
blame them for
showing
that,
more
but that's
examples
like, how do
of
we change that for what they see?
by when it goes back to what we saying about the black unity. When I become an astute doctor, right? I ain't going to the suburbs. I'm going right to Compton, and I'm gonna get me 3 or 4 at-risk youth, and I'm gonna show them
how to get
this how it look.
This is what it
This
is.
what we look like. That's a good
point right
me
there,
and
man.
Marlon was sitting with Dr. Wesley Bellamy, right? And Bellamy is so cool. Bellamy like us, but Bellamy has a doctorate degree. Bellamy has taken seat in office, still runs a seat in office. But when we seen him, he got his hoodie on, he's got his Nikes on. He looked like us. I can relate to him. When I see him, I'm like, damn, I can be that.
Right.
Oh shit, I can be that. That's what my pops was saying I could be. I can be that. But we need to see that. But how many times do you get to see a Bellamy?
You get to see it. So and you just answered my question basically to the point is letting these younger youth see that as opposed to the rap game.
Yeah.
As far as because the rap game is showing the negative aspect of how they're getting there, how they making the money, and how they getting it in their followers. There's other followers that basically thank God I wasn't a follower when I was a kid.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But they're followers as to what they see or whatever, and get jealous because of the fact that they got this and they got that or whatever the case would be. Marlon, what do you have to say on this real quick, man? I didn't want to ignore it. I most definitely want to make sure you.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. Like I said,
because
this is y'all
Fat
show.
Boy can go. Fat Boy are talking till like I gotta cut him off.
It's all good because these are the
I'm cutting
same
myself off
conversations
now.
me and him had when we were at school.
Right.
These are the same conversations me and him have at school. So it's like, he taught me a lot because he's right. I was sheltered. I come from a pretty privileged background. My father was a colonel in the military, and my mom, she works at the highest levels of government. So it's like I was kind of sheltered to a degree when it came to certain stuff. So like I was like, oh, people do that.
Right.
when I would talk to George, or like, oh, that's how you like what? Like, oh, okay. And so
you know what? I think it's funny because I'm surprised, like with all that goes on around and people, you know what I'm saying, that has been that grown up, especially us black youth that has been grown up privileged in a way, learn and see like, damn, that shit happens for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Kind of like,
and he got a chance of it though, right?
Uh-huh.
And I want him to kind of explain of it. Like, it don't matter where you come from once you get into the webs of the law or to the system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, explain
and you can explain about that.
So pretty much I ended up getting a reckless driving ticket out here in Virginia. So normally I'd be like, oh, okay, it's whatever. I'll just pay it and then like, just go on about my business. But when I realized it was when I realized like the magnitude of it, because my parents, they always tell me, you gotta watch your speed, because I'm a serial speeder apparently. Let everybody else tell it, but I feel like I abide by the law. But
Yeah.
But according to my parents, like so we was talking, and I was letting them know what happened. And so then when the officer pulled me over, this was in Petersburg, and Georgia tell you, I used to talk so highly of Petersburg,
Yeah.
and I understand that the officer was doing his job, so I can't fault him for that. He just was doing
Yeah.
what he had to do. So it was an African American officer. So when I got pulled over, I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna be good. It's just gonna be a slap on the wrist, or it's gonna be a low fine. I'm gonna be all right, or whatever.
Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
he comes back to the car and he's like, oh, here's your citation. And then I was like, okay. I said, well, sir, am I able to pay it? And then he looked at me and was like, no, you're not gonna be able to pay this one. You got to go to court. And so I was
Yeah.
confused because I was like,
Right.
that ain't. I thought that ain't how
Yeah.
it
This is
worked. I
taxation.
was
Yeah. Right.
so I got on the phone with my parents real quick, and my mom and dad had to walk me through it. And so I was like still under the impression like this is a regular ticket. So
Right.
I'm about to, I'm just about to pay it off or whatever. It's gonna be good. So then I was talking to one of the elders at my church, and he was like, "No, man, you need to listen to your folks. You might want to get a lawyer because like that's a big deal out here in Virginia."
Wow.
And lo and behold, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
So I get on the phone with the lawyer and whatnot, and then we're going over the ramifications of like what a reckless driving ticket in Virginia is. They talking about jail time, suspending your license, doing all this. Now the likelihood of that happening is slim, but
Yeah.
it was just the fact that they were, and it's a misdemeanor here. So I was freaking out. I was like, oh no, I'm not a criminal. I don't do anything wrong. Because in my mind,
Right.
I was like, the only people that get in trouble are like people that sell drugs, people,
Right.
that do
Right.
all this
Right.
other stuff. Because I'm not used to that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just,
Yeah.
yo, slow down, youngster, keep it moving. But it's like now that I'm an adult, like my dad would always tell me, now that you're an adult, you got to deal with real world consequences. I won't be able to save
Exactly.
you from anything. And it's just like, it doesn't matter, that, your dad's a colonel in the military or that, your mom is a high ranking government official. It doesn't, none of that matters.
Exactly.
It's like you broke the law. And George and Dr. B told me something very, very important. Pretty much the same thing my dad would always tell me.
Uh-huh.
It's like, you got to be accountable for the things that you do in life.
True.
And
Right.
so,
Right.
I'm not going to say that, I took things for granted, but I did notice, because I'm 27 years old. So it's like certain
Yeah.
things that I wasn't aware of. It's
Right.
like, okay, yeah, I do need to check myself when it comes to, certain things that I do. Do I have a heavy foot? Yes, I got a heavy foot. Do I need to slow down? Yes. So,
Right.
it just comes with that accountability and that, being willing to listen and not be bullheaded.
That part. Yeah. Yeah. That part.
Yeah.
And that's what we gotta get to with these younger, cats is willing to listen. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Willing to listen
You
and
got-
not be because a lot of us know. We're not trying to stray you apart. We're not trying to make you uh 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 something negative. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to show you, look, dude, when you get to this point in the age, when you get in the world out in the world, just like I with my son. My son's you 27, my son's 26. When you get out in the world, this is what's gonna happen. When you get out in the world, you just can't do anything that you want to and not pay the consequences. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to pay for whatever that you basically do. So if you want to be in the music business, and you're hanging around the cats that's in the game, there's consequences for that.
Yeah.
There's things that you have to, that basically that you're gonna have to endure because you want to be a part of it. But that's not the answer. You know what I'm saying? There's other ways, to go around or whatever, and you need to listen to someone that's older or that's experienced it, that knows it or whatever, and seen these things go on in the wrong, in a negative way, or whatever, in order for you not to go through those same
I
things.
also feel that when we are teaching,
Mhm.
right, we have to change our approach.
Mm.
I think that our approach when teaching someone who doesn't know, we assume that they should know.
Mm.
Right. And so we approach them as this is what you need to be doing. This is how it needs to be get done instead of actually showing them.
My approach with and I can only say it my experience with my son. My approach is letting them know what I lived through.
Right.
That's my approach. You know what I'm saying? And what I've gone through. I've gotten shot when I was 27 years old. He wouldn't have been born probably if I hadn't, you know what I mean? Before that all this happened or whatever. So I give him that experience of what I've basically been through and those that I have been around. I've been around drug dealers. I've seen them do it. I seen it. I sat in a crack house to see how they do shit. You know what I'm saying? And made a decision that this is not me. This is not what I want to have to live like and look at. And this is what you would have to do is watch your back every single minute. Your sleep is not comfortable every single minute. You know what I'm saying? Do you want to grow up like that? And if your answer is no, then this is what you do.
Yeah, but
You know what I'm
and
saying?
that's because
And
you
that's the
see,
approach.
you also you were doing well. It I think Nip said it the best.
Uh-huh.
I say the people need a proof, so I went and got some millions. I think that this new group of kids is from a show me state, and they need to show you.
KC gang gang.
They
No.
need to have to. They have to see your success and see how you act with your success. I think a big issue with these children, and we'll get back to what we're talking about, is I think a big issue with these children is the people that they see successful, they can't relate to them. And with in the fact that they can't relate to them, it's impossible for them to listen to them. Because I can't listen to someone I can't relate to because you're not me. I can't see myself in you. It goes back to about when I seen Bellamy. I see myself in Bellamy. Bellamy is not so far gone that you can't see a black man that comes from a certain community. He's not so far gone to the slang. He's not so far gone to the swag, to the culture, and what it is to be for the new youth, not the old youth, not the civil rights youth, not the civil rights movement, not the Panther movement, but what the new Black Lives movement looks like. The NWA politician, as I would like to call him.
And
You know
I
what I'm
think that's what
saying?
we need. We need a new movement.
Yeah. Yeah.
Seriously. A real live new movement. And if anyone that's out there that's listening and have an ideal or something that let me be a part of. You know what I'm saying? Because I do care about our youth. I do care about our culture. I do care, and I care about everybody else's culture as well.
Man, I'm so
And
sick
that's
of
the
it.
thing about us. We care about everybody's culture, not just ours.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when we fight for it, we fight for everybody.
Yeah,
We
for
don't fight
sure.
just for
For
us.
sure.
You know what I mean? So if there's anybody out there, most definitely, you know what I'm saying, if y'all have an ideal, hell, even Kanye, if you got a real good idea of actually making a movement happen and whatever for these youth and whatever, shit, let me know. Let me be a part of it.
I'm just
You know what I'm saying? And that's where I kind
I've
of stand with that. But we
I've
gotta go.
come
Go ahead.
we gotta wrap it up. But back to is this my day? And I'm gonna get real personal. Guys, I'm so sick and tired of seeing black men die. I'm so sick and tired of seeing black boys die. I'm so sick and tired of seeing fathers go to prison. Right? I'm so sick and tired of these things. I don't know how to cope with it properly. Right? I'm every time, and my girl thinks that I over exaggerate. Like every time a black man dies, a piece of my soul goes
It
with
hurts.
him.
It hurts us. It really hurts.
Every time a black man dies, a piece of my soul goes with him. Because I can't help but once
To
again
feel like it's closer to you.
it's closer to me.
Yeah.
Right?
It feels like it feels like the fact that it happened to someone else and consistently happened to someone else. It asks the
Am I
question.
next?
Yes.
Is
It asks the question,
is this my day? When I walk out today, is this my day?
Yes.
My girl got to say, she always on me about say you move so fast. And I said, shit, I was thinking in my head, man, I move so fast, I'm dodging bullets.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm moving my head on us. I'm moving 1,000 miles per hour because I'm trying to survive.
Yeah. And it's a shame that we have to
And
feel that
dealing with that trauma is heavy. And a big part of the reason why I brought this up and we talk about this is because when we're dealing with our women, when we're dealing with our family, I need you to know that this is what this black man is carrying. We know that y'all carry a burden that we can't imagine. But this black man is dealing with death in jail in a different capacity. He's dealing with a force that at sometimes can be out of his out of his control.
Right.
Say Takeoff in a situation where he had no fight in that, right? And still lost his life.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? That's how easy as a black man it is to lose your life out here.
Yeah.
The man went to go bowl and lost his life. They say over a dice game. It could have been over basketball,
Or just
whatever it
celebrating a
was.
friend's birthday.
Celebrating a friend, brother, whatever it was not, it should not be life threatening.
Right.
But being a black man in America, this is the trauma that we deal with, that we have to come to a reality with. That again, when Takeoff lost his life, it set in with me again to say, damn, it's that easy for a black man to lose his life.
Right.
And it makes you feel like, damn, what's the point of trying? What's the point of being a greater man that my demise is right around the corner?
Right.
The end of me is near. That is something deep to have to deal with and to have to cope with.
Right.
On a daily basis.
Right. You know, and it is a daggone shame, man, that we have to do this and go through this or whatever. There's more we can go on. We can go
all
on,
day.
you know what I'm saying? But we got to keep going, you
Got
guys.
dear brother, dear sister.
Actually, we got there was a relationship topic real quick that we're
okay.
you know, that I want to get Marlon's opinion. I want to get your opinion on this as well. Let's go ahead and play it, and then then we'll get into dear brother, dear sister. Actually, we got some comments we missed too, so we gotta get back to that too. Or should we do that first?
Let's jump in the comments.
Let's get the comments first because I want to jump too far. Go up, after Lance. Down, right there. No, Victor, right there.
We read that one.
We read that one?
Yeah.
Down. Keep going. Nick, right there. Dear Blunt. Oh, we read that too. Oh, next, Michelle. Michelle's came in late, and whoever else came on Facebook late. We don't need y'all to be late. I told y'all to be on time. Anyway, matter of fact, one homeboys or whatever that's supposed to be clicking in or whatever. Anyway.
Michelle says once you receive your degree or schooling, you still have to deal with the politics of walking out of your front door and deal with the politics on your job. Absolutely.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Next one. Reparation may repair it, but this is not what they want. If it was, it would have been done. Of course.
I don't think more money is our issue.
It's not about the money. It's not that. No, that's the
reparations.
Reparation is not the issue that's been going on here lately. You know what I mean? It's it's what they're putting out there as us as a black community, as a black culture, is the problem, and that we're believing in, and that we're taking on and doing the things that they want us to do as a black community, as opposed to being the leaders of ourselves and making people making success of ourselves, as opposed to killing each other and killing others because they're successful. You know what I mean? That's the part. You know, that's the problem that we're having here. But yeah, it would be nice to get the reparations or whatever. But
I think that reparations is sticky.
They still talking about that in
reparations
Kansas City as well. Though.
I don't know. Reparations need to come in different forms instead of just monies. It needs to come in institutions. It needs to come in banking. It needs to come in schooling. It needs to come in grants and things like that. Yeah. I think just reparation would just make Mercedes and Louis Vuitton richer. And I don't think that we need that, you guys. True. I think that we keep asking for reparations. But right now, how many of us as a whole have $1 million plan to advance the culture?
No, and how
what we're going to do is we're going
to
take our reparations and spend it with them.
Yeah,
and so that's going to be a waste of reparations.
Yeah, if reparation were done, folks would not be attracted to quick money. Man, you got a point there.
That's a good point.
Yeah, go ahead. Next one. It's hard to get out of our survival mode when black men are targeted by all.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You said by all.
By all.
Yeah.
I agree, Nick.
What's the next one, Michelle? Michelle is moving violation, always good to have an attorney. That's true. That's true. She was talking to you on that one, Marlon.
Moving violations, yeah.
Definitely.
And a moving violation is a quick way to get your head blown off out here too, black men.
Dude, did I tell you about when I got stopped in the park? Well, that's a whole nother.
That's a whole nother story.
I
tell Marlon, I was telling Marlon that too. Like we clown and we make jokes about it, but I was telling them like that was God, bro, letting you know like this shit easy out here.
Exactly.
It's that easy to lose your life. It's that easy to get a ticket.
Back dark road. Where the zoo, where no lights and just the fact of I don't know. It had to been my demeanor, the way I acted, whatever, and God, because it could have been done. But anyway, we gonna get into let's get the video real quick over there. I want you guys to we gonna get into this relationship topic real quick. Go ahead. Hit the you had it. Go ahead. The sound down there at the bottom. There you go.
And then when a bitch get in a relationship, you don't understand by asking this man to not fuck nobody else, by asking this man to not call nobody else, by asking this man to not look at another woman for none of his wants and needs as far as male to female, you are then saying, I'ma be whatever you need me to be, nigga. But you never sit down and actually really consider what does it take to be fucking Ray Ray's girlfriend.
I don't give a fuck, Asia.
No, for real.
You worried about making Ray Ray mad here.
No, for real. No, that's how they be acting, though. Hey, man.
You
she
know
was
what?
dropping jewels, though.
I need to start giving credit. That was actually on Avion's video, but I don't know who the young lady is. And I gotta start giving credit because I be playing some of their stuff or whatever.
Yeah, you don't be giving them no credit. Sometimes. Yeah, you don't be giving no credit.
I do give credit. I just don't know. I just don't be writing down their names like I should be or whatever. But my apologies for you, young lady, that basically just had that video, made that video because it did bring up a topic for us, and that is, you know what I'm saying, what you know, what you, I don't know. I'm gonna ask you first. What do you think?
What she said?
Yeah.
That's one of my biggest arguments. One of mine was making me a better boyfriend. Shit, I don't know how to say this, y'all. I think it's partly our fault because we have no standards as men.
You think so?
Hell yes, I know so.
I have standards, dog.
Yeah, but no. A lot of our standards are superficial.
Do explain.
I'm glad you asked. A lot of our standards have to do with looks, job, or a career, or mainly looks.
Yeah,
it's mainly looks.
I can go with look, but
it's mainly looks.
To us, I don't think it really matters.
It don't.
What their job is.
We're too worried about how she look.
But it's not only that though. It's also
that's our damn problem. That's our damn problem. Hey, we so worried about. And my woman is the one that made me realize you don't ask questions.
Right.
You didn't just expected this woman. You didn't sit with this woman, and you about to give this woman your all, and you ain't asked her no question on how she can benefit you.
Right.
Women are coming with lists, young men. Women, my woman had a whole love list.
No shit.
Not particularly for me. I just happened. I just happened to be.
She had a list
I just
already.
Happened to be all of the things on the love list.
Oh, okay.
But she had her own love list.
Yeah.
Hence, she had a whole standard of the man she wanted.
Yeah.
And none of it was superficial. None of it had to do with sex. None of it had to do with clothes. None of it had to do with money. All in the way that on how he would treat her, on what she wanted. Standards. I think the biggest issue with us as men is we don't require standards. And because of that, and so many years of that, women don't know how to properly treat us because we have no requirements. But sex and a fat ass.
Is it the fact that we don't have requirements, or we're not asked of the requirements?
But see, that's difference between,
because sometimes we're not even asked.
Yeah, but
and we don't, and we you know the saying, a closed mouth never get fed.
Right, but the difference between us and women is what you just said. A closed mouth don't get fed. A woman mouth is always open about what she wants.
True.
We feel, because we so egotistical, because we so close,
like you should
that
know
we
what
feel you should know what we want. But a woman is going to let you know step by step of what she wants. And if you cannot properly provide that, she's going to find someone else. As men, We so concerned about how she looks and what she can do to us in the bedroom that we're not concerned at what she provides us outside of the bedroom.
You know, you have a point there. And when I was younger, that was my train of thought. You know what I'm saying? That was my train of thought. But until when I got older, whatever, when I got into career goals and stuff that I wanted to have, the support of what that woman had to be is had to be for one, very supportive of what I do, not sit here and try to shy me for what I do. You know what I'm saying? I had my standards from that point. You know what I mean? So I think it did get to a learning aspect of when you get to a certain, maybe a certain age, a certain maturity or whatever. You know, and some people mature quicker than others.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then you have some that mature later. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like how I was. I kind of matured a little bit later because I was just doing what I wanted to do or whatever. And then like whoever came along, whatever, she's kicking it with me, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But not really have any standards for her as to what I needed from her in order to stay in a real meaningful and long lasting relationship. And that was kind of like my problem, which was on me, which I had to learn for a long time. Marlon, what you got, man?
And y'all gonna end up getting me in trouble. No, I'm just playing. But it's like, I think it. Well, I'll break it down to you like this. So I'm learning like, cause I'm talking to this young lady right now, and I'm learning like, don't be in your own way. Like me and George used to talk about that all the time, and we would talk about like how sometimes, people have their expectations of a person before they actually meet the person. So it's like it's kind of hard because like I held like strong views about a
Yeah,
particular situation, and
yeah,
then when I met that person that actually had that particular situation that I had strong views against, it was like, oh, like all y'all ain't like that, and so
yeah.
I had to take accountability and be like, look, I was wrong. I had to stand to it and
Right,
admit that
right,
I was
right.
wrong. And so I
Yeah,
just feel like, the communication piece is a big factor in not fake communication, but real communication. Like,
yeah,
tell me
yeah,
why
yeah,
you're upset. Tell me why you're mad at this. What is it that I'm doing wrong? What is it that you don't like? Because the only
yeah.
way I'm gonna fix it is if you let me know. And then on top of that, me as a man, I gotta strip away my ego. And I
Exactly.
found out that that's the hardest part because like, it's one thing for my parents to tell me, okay, you need to, tighten up on this. But then somebody that you're in a romantic relationship with and they're telling you like, no, these are the things you really need to tighten up on. It's kind of
Yeah,
like you got to take me as I am. But it's like you can't always look at it from that lens. Like I always tell Joe, 80-20 rule. Somebody's gonna be 80% of what you want, but then that 20%, you gonna have to y'all gonna have to y'all gonna have to work it out. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
As
yeah.
long as it's nothing egregious, you know
Right.
what I'm saying? Be willing to work it out. Don't follow in the mindset of curve them before they curve you, or I'm gonna get my get back, because
Yeah.
it's foolish and everybody keeps running in the same cycle. Because I would always say, like, everybody claim they want something real, but I feel like somebody might be lying.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
like we both want the same thing, but then we always end up going on our
Oh,
fourth,
something
fifth, sixth,
separate.
seventh.
Exactly. Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
You know, and
And so
that's
I
funny
don't.
because we always do that. We go through that.
Yes, sir. And
I
I
want
don't
something
have all the
real.
answers.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't. I don't have all the answers. I'm only 27 years old, but I look at my parents. Marriage. My parents been married for almost 30 years. Now, granted, they was married in a different time, so it's like me and George always joke about how it was real love back then, with the corsets out the window and
yeah.
everybody singing and dancing and writing love letters. But it's like, I feel we should get back to that time. But in this generation, it's like how much more of it is I see you, I feel you and understand you more than I just want to see you, feel you. You get what I'm
Right,
saying?
right. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree, Marlon.
Let's get into the comments real quick. Go down some. Was that it? No, it was up. Right there.
Well, we stopped all
No,
that.
down, down,
Yeah,
down.
down. Yeah, she was right.
Oh, was it the last? No,
Yep.
there's one. I got you better. What does it say? I
I
got
got
you,
you,
brother
brother.
Phil.
For you.
Who was that?
That's pops.
Victor. I got you, brother Phil. You and I'm going to take you up on that offer. Oh,
I think
okay.
about
That's
some
what's up,
moving.
man. Yeah, exactly. Most definitely. Please do. Uh, and who's that next?
She said, "Yes, Marlon."
Oh, yeah. She said, yeah. That's what's up. Hey, man. All right, you guys. All right. Woo.
That's a lot.
I know, man. We had a lot going on today, man.
Dear
But
brother, dear sister.
we got dear brother, dear sisters. Go ahead, that boy, explain the situation. You know,
Man, you already know what type of time it is. My favorite time of the show, man, is dear brother, dear sister. And if you have a dear brother or dear sister, send audio recording no longer than a minute to firedupbroadcasting@gmail.com. That's firedupbroadcasting@gmail.com. And we want to hear y'all questions. We waiting on y'all. We're going to jump out in the street for some more soon, y'all. But meanwhile, ask your friend, tell a sister, tell a auntie to send a dear brother or dear sister. Once again, to firedupbroadcasting@gmail.com.
And let us know. Make sure y'all can hear this. All right, here we go.
She be trying to get a motherfucker in trouble, boy.
What are you trying to do? It expose the nigga? No,
No, for real though, boy.
Trying to expose the nigga? What? No,
for real. You gonna play it one more time?
Yeah. One more time. Marley, could you hear that?
No, I couldn't hear it.
Hold on, he couldn't hear it, so I know that nobody else probably heard it.
Turn it up a little bit.
Dear brother, does every man have a sneaky link?
Okay, the
Did you
question.
hear that?
I'll tell. The question is, dear brother, does every man have a sneaky link? Dear brother, does every man have a sneaky link?
I'm gonna get that one to Marlon.
Yeah, go ahead, Marlon.
No, sir.
Hey,
No, sir. No, sir.
Hey, man,
No,
answer
sir.
the question. Hey,
No, because
does every man have a sneaky link?
Because apparently, listen. I'm gonna tell you, I'm learning new things about myself every day. Apparently, I got all the women in the world. Apparently, let y'all tell it.
Obviously.
So that's a yes?
No, sir. No, sir. I'm a one woman man. I am a one woman man, and I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to it.
Hey, look, I'm gonna be like one of the rich executives, you know, they did some shit on Wall Street. I'm gonna plead the fifth. No, I'm gonna answer the question truthful, y'all.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think
Just go ahead.
you're ignorant. You say, yeah, go ahead, go jump your ass in front of that bus, boy, if you want to. Go get hit by that bus. No, I think that depending on where the man is in his life and how serious he is about you, yes.
He has a sneaky.
I think that all men keep one on the side. I think that shit, I just get exposed. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. I think that now, depending on how serious he is about you, he's willing to get rid of all of them. Right? I think that women have sneaky links as well, but they just don't deal with them depending on, I think it's the same way. But as for myself, no. I don't have any. But I do think that depending on when I wasn't serious about the women I was dating, I definitely kept a few.
That's a good
you know what I'm saying? So
he cleaned that up
clean
properly.
It up.
You cleaned that up properly.
No,
I got you though. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
And you did make a point that to your answer, caller. I think everyone does have a sneaky link up until they get to the serious one that they or whoever they're serious with.
Yeah.
You know, if you're serious about someone, there's no need for a sneaky link.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've been caught in a situation to where I had a sneaky link, but I was trying to get out of the past situation, you know, the relationship that I was in.
Okay.
And I actually fell for that sneaky link.
Oh, you fell in love with the sneaky
I
link?
fell in love with the sneaky link.
Oh, you wildin'.
Right. But I didn't finish. I didn't close that relationship like I should have.
Oh, right. Okay.
So I got caught in the crossfire.
With your sneaky link.
With both. Where it messed it up, where I lost both. You know what I mean?
And I mean, is a sneaky link only when you in a relationship?
Yeah, like if you were in a
Oh, okay.
relationship
See,
with
yeah, no,
somebody
I
and
ain't
you
never
have a
had
sneak,
no. Okay, so
yeah,
let
yeah,
me
yeah.
rephrase
And I
that.
was like, I was kind of like in that relationship,
When
but
I'm
it was actually on this edge of, we weren't getting along. It was just we had things still tied together that I didn't rectify and finish and get out the way first. You know what I
when
mean?
I'm in a relationship, no.
Yeah, yeah. But I have never
And then
been. I've
when
never.
I'm single, then it's
Mhm.
not a sneaky link. It's just women I'm dating, right?
Right, right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
when I've
Okay.
been because I've been when I'm single, I'm just single, and I'm
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
dating
I'm
or
dating,
whoever that
having
I'm
fun.
dating.
Yeah.
But as far as being in a relationship and then having someone on the side or whatever, what I'm saying. Like I said, I got caught in the crossfire of that. What I'm saying. Before I learned from it, and I basically, that never happened again. That only happened like once in my life.
I honestly think women have more sneaky links than men. Honestly.
Mm.
But that's a great question, Carla. But so my answer to the question is yes and no, depending on how serious they are about the relationship. If he's serious about the relationship, he's definitely gotten rid of all the sneaky links. If he's not, he's definitely keeping and holding on to him, and vice versa. I think that goes for men and women.
Yeah. We're gonna have to work on that sound. For some reason, Nick couldn't hear that, or she said she couldn't hear it neither. So,
On to the next
but
one.
we'll tell y'all what it is because we got one more. Cause she be asking all the questions, man. But so we got one more, and then we're gonna be out of here. So what's the next one?
Absolutely.
The question was, dear brother, do can men really go without?
Yeah. No. The question was, do men practice
celibacy.
celibacy,
Yes.
and could we really go without sex? And I'm going to hit you off the head, off the dribble. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Once you become to a certain age, and you've been around the world, and
Yeah.
you sex doesn't sex is a little more overrated than a lot of people give it credit to be. I think that unless sex is with someone that's meaningful and real, the shit really don't matter to us. And currently, Fuel is practicing celibacy.
You gotta put me out there.
So we gotta have proof.
Well, I mean, you get to a
Currently.
point in time in your life where you just get tired and understand that sex is not the main core, the hardcore part of your relationship. And you want when you learning that you want more and that you want, to know someone better and explore more besides just the sex part, you know what I'm saying? Like, are we gonna die together? Are we gonna live, you know what I'm saying? Are we gonna make goals? Are we gonna, you know what I'm saying? All of that trumps sex to me. You know what I'm saying? So I basically being able to, in order to do that is to kind of hold out, you know what I'm saying? Until I find that right one that's gonna, do that,
Do that, right?
I have a potential, I got a potential that she's been,
She been riding the
right,
solid, huh?
right. You know what
That's
I
what's
mean?
up.
So, that's been the case or whatever. But yeah,
I think that
a man, yes, we can.
I think depending on once again it goes that depending on where he is in his life, and a lot of times the men that y'all come across that are so sex crave that you think they so sex crave are not actually getting the sex or the attention that they think. Marlon's another guy who has self control sexually as well. So there's multiple men right now on this live stream and myself who's exercising sexual control to a certain capacity. I think that there's this false illusion that men are overly sexual and we can't be celibate because we have to have sex. That is true
Yeah.
when we're operating in our immaturity, but I think
Yeah.
that once we become mature men, we realize that sex is just the least of our worries, and that I would rather sleep if I can't get the other things that I need outside of sex.
Right. Hey, man,
That was a bar, huh? What
yeah.
well put? What?
Orlando he was in here. Buck, I see you, man. Come back in here. I see you come in on the dear brother and dear sister. But before we go ahead, Marlon, what you got on that, man?
Well, first and foremost, I look at things kind of differently. I look at it like we need to, I'm a firm believer in I got to get to know you first.
Right.
So if we can't get that down packed, then if I can't bring you to the family, can't let you meet my friends and stuff like that, you ain't no ringy, no thingy. You feel what I'm saying? So I look at it.
He said, no ringing
I
no
look
finger.
at it from that perspective. Now
Okay.
it's like I don't want to get clouded in that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So people, I feel like sometimes, a lot of times, people will go at it and be like, "Oh, well, we gotta have sex right off the bat because I gotta try before I buy." But then it's like, there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you choose to do. But I feel like at times, like, we need to know the people that we're laying down with, and for a majority of people that at least that I'm around, it's like I don't feel like they do that. It's like I'm gonna see what's up first, then I'm gonna get to know you later. But then at that point, you got kids, you're messed all up. You're just doing all this stuff, like, and it's just, I feel personally, like, to each their own and what they do. But it's like, I feel like you can have a little bit more substantive conversation first. Then when you feel like you've reached that point, go ahead and go at it if that's what you feel.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. We got Buck.
Buck,
is
what's
in
the
the house.
deal?
Can you hear me, man?
What's happening, fellas? Yeah, I can hear y'all.
What's up with you, man?
You got your phone turned down a little bit?
Up a little bit.
Oh, okay. It's a little delay. It's a little delay, man. You just tapped in, man. I don't know where you been all show, but you just tapped in on the Dear Brother, Dear Sister segment. You should have been here through the whole thing, but we ain't gonna mess with you. I'm gonna talk about you. Black folks say, I know how we do. But anyway, what was the question? The question
is, can men practice celibacy, and do they really have to have sex, right?
I think that's how it was. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So do men have the ability? Do we truly have the ability to practice celibacy, and do we really have to have it all the time? Right. But that was for you.
Is weird.
Celibacy is weird.
Yeah, celibacy is weird, man. I mean, we're not do that, man. It's a reason why we have what we have, the hormone, reason why we have these things. So I don't understand celibacy. I don't understand that.
Okay, let's go with a new perspective.
From a different
all right,
perspective.
Let's go. Talk to
it. At all. It's a bad.
Okay, so
and
why is that? So do you feel that it's not, that we're not capable of that, or what? Man, get a new Wi-Fi.
I'm having a bad reception on this side.
Your phone, you going in and out, man. Where you at? You need to get a new Wi-Fi, or either I told you about your pay. What is it? Pay as you go phone. I told you about that.
All right, tell them to leave us alone, but oh, see, yeah, no.
I told you how to go out.
That's actually a different perspective. I like that. I agree to an extent, but I think that our biggest issue as men, and a big way that women control us, is because they think that we're overly sexual. I think that if I do understand that we're here and we're put here to procreate, but we're not here to procreate with everyone.
Yeah.
And I think that understanding what celibacy is before we challenge it, not just having sex, and understanding that having sex with everyone is our issue. Well, I mean, having sex with the right person is the issue that the man has. I think that understanding and learning to practice celibacy will keep us from having sex with individuals that don't deserve that part of us.
But the question is, though, is like, at least my question would be like, what is considered? How long is it before it's considered celibacy? Like, how long do a person go without sex as opposed to being, I mean, what if you just ain't had sex or whatever, and because you just you wasn't with anybody, you wasn't in a relationship, you wasn't talking to anyone or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and y'all just didn't have sex or whatever,
Is that you practice celibacy,
is that
or is that just you ain't getting none?
You just ain't getting none. Yeah. What you think, Marley?
Yeah, I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one.
I think that's a good question.
It is like if I, so say like if I just ain't getting none for a month and a half, or
I think you just not getting none.
Practicing
You're not practicing celibacy.
But like, who business is that though? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Because it's like, that's how I look at it. Is it's like the Blue Buck said it best. And I ain't gonna get too vocal, but George know what I'm talking about.
Did you say the Blue Book?
Blue
The
Buck.
Blue Bucks clan.
Oh
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
George know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is my. I don't know why y'all. Yeah, that's the truth. This is my. It's
So
what I'm doing with my own piece, man.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what I'm
yeah,
doing with my
so
piece.
it's like the way I look at it is like, why would that be? Because that, like, in just my personal opinion, that doesn't show you to be a man just because you smash all these different women. You know what I'm saying? You a man based off your worth and based off what you can do and who you are. So it's like I look at it because like I even would struggle with that when I was coming up, because it was like, I see my friends, and other people just doing whatever, and then it's like, oh, well, you're not doing that, and then it's like, well, because at the end of the day, I don't need that. You know what I'm saying? When I'm ready to do what I need to do, I'm gonna do it.
Right.
That's just the bottom line, and I think it just comes with a form of discipline, like we had talked about earlier, because discipline is what's going to keep you going and keep you motivated. Because if you know you got your goal set on a certain thing, like I know at this current moment in time, I'm not ready to have children because, for one, I'm still in school. Two, I ain't got no money, and it's like I don't want to put unnecessary stress on myself that I know that pretty much I just don't want to put unnecessary stuff stress on myself, on my mom, my dad, my brother, and my sister, because it's like, if I'm coming in with nothing, me adding an extra person into this world, or me, trying to add on to whatever other stress that I got going on, is it going to be beneficial to me or that person that I'm with?
Right. I get it. I got you. All right, let's get in the comments real quick, and then we're gonna be out here. Women are blowing men out of the water with sneaky links.
Absolutely.
Who said that? Who's that? I am
that's
forever
Buck.
misunderstood.
I think that's Buck.
Oh, that is Buck. Yeah, he said.
Yeah, women are blowing men out the water with sneaky links. I agree.
To the next one.
I think all women keep a side piece.
Right.
And I ain't gonna say include mine, but I almost did.
Majority, real love. No sneaky links without those two qualities. I think most folks, men and women have sneaky links.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay,
I think it's.
Let's go next.
Both sides.
It's the same Marlon that talked to all the women on the show. Uh-oh.
Marlon, she owe you.
I don't know nothing about that.
She said she played. I guess she had to get at you real quick. Bad connection on my what is it?
That's Buck. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it is a bad connection, bro. Nick, the last one is
women can be celibate easily. If we not with anyone, we can stay busy and satisfy ourselves with the roles. Hey,
she went with the rose
promotion. Hey man, listen, man. The rose is taking a lot of our women.
Hey. Man, you better start putting it in, or either joining in.
No, you better figure it out. No, for real, because the rose
the
rose
ain't no
took
joke.
Took
seen the expressions.
I'd have been involved.
Right. So hey, so man, that's going, man. We appreciate you, Marlon, man, for tapping in with us. Who just came in? Oh, we got somebody real quick. Hold on, go to the next one. Everybody coming in at the end, man.
Vanessa said, not true. We do not all keep a side piece. Some of us are really out here loyal still. God help us. LOL. I mean, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But Fat Boy, I trust you as far as, yeah. But yeah, I agree. My woman said the same thing. Side pieces is unnecessary. Just be single and mingle. I agree.
Yeah. That's true.
But some people are playing. You know what I'm saying? It's just some people who operating in their own immaturity.
So for the record, I've never had a side piece, but I have got caught in the crossfires. I can say that.
I never had no side piece.
I never had any side piece.
I have
gotten where I basically didn't maturely do it the way I should have or whatever at the time because of my own ignorance or whatever, and tried to still have something with someone else and actually fell for that person. That's like having a non-monogamous relationship.
You out of pocket. You just fell in love with your sneaky link.
I fell in love.
You ought to be ashamed.
I fell in love with the stripper. No, but I mean, it can happen. I learned from it or whatever, and you know what I'm saying. And even to this day, both were still cool with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm still friends because they understood.
Yeah. They understood that you
They
were sneaky
understood they
linking.
can't be with me.
No, for real.
All right, man. That's
All
gonna
right,
do
y'all.
it for us, man.
That's
We
a great
appreciate
show.
you guys. Yeah, it was heated earlier. We went a little longer than normal or whatever. But for one, Marlon, man, I appreciate you come tapping in, man, with us. It was definitely a good look and a joy to have you here, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you for allowing me to be on y'all show and take up space and just chop it up with y'all. I greatly appreciate it. This was
Oh
fun.
no, thank you, brother. We're gonna have you
Thank
back
y'all,
too.
man.
Definitely.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for giving me my first interview and allowing me to be on somebody's TV.
Right. That's what's up. But we're gonna have you on again because it was
We're gonna
supposed to
do
be
the
a few
panel.
of
We were
us.
supposed
Yeah,
to do a panel
we're
of
supposed to
us,
do a few of us or
but that's
whatever.
cool
But
because
besides just being fat boys,
yeah.
we wanted to get out everyone's other opinion. Just like
Yeah.
as you can see how Buck just came in, he just came in or whatever and had a whole different view that we could have been off of. You know what I'm saying? So I'm mad at you, bro. You should have been here. That's my brother, but it's all good. Be real quick. We got a couple of last things there. What's that one with the check marks? What are those? Who's 69mega.com new we'll find a girl for you. What the hell? How'd that get in there?
69 mega to find a girl
Right,
for you.
How'd that get in there? What's the water splash or whatever? What the hell? Love splash, thumb up.
Okay.
That's some new shit for us. All right, man. But that's gonna do it to us, man. Until next time, join, subscribe, man, and continue to follow us as we go every week on this show, 5:00 p.m. on Fired Up Broadcasting. Reasons on Fired Up Broadcasting. What you got, Fat Boy, before we leave?
Nothing, man. Y'all, thank y'all. I love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you, Marlon, once again for tapping in. All of our loyal listeners and viewers. I thank y'all, man, for coming out today, man. I just love y'all, man. Y'all be safe out there. Have a great weekend, and of course, I'll see y'all next Thursday, same place, same time.
And remember,
if
they talking about you behind your back,
they behind you for a reason. Peace. Ba, 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 ba.
All our illusions will disapparate, and all the reasons start to fade.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Reasons, the show where you can give your reasons why you think what you feel about what we're talking about today. We should know this, man.
We say no.
Dear brother, how do y'all deal with erectile dysfunction when you're in a relationship?
I wouldn't know how to do it unless I had it. And remember, if they're talking about you behind your back, they behind you for a reason.
Peace.